Hello everyone, welcome to 6.9 Patterns with Fractions. Essential question is, how can you use addition or subtraction to describe a pattern or create a sequence with fractions? Sorry for screaming. The vocab, which you don't need to write down, I just wanted to clarify what a sequence is. It's a list of numbers that typically have a pattern. So here are the steps that you do need to write down. You want to write the terms in the sequence, and you want to find the common denominator between them. And once you find the common denominator, you want to rewrite the fractions. The second step is to write a rule that describes the pattern. Are they going up or down? By how much? And you're going to want to subtract two of the numbers that are together to find out how much they're going up or down by. I usually find subtraction is the best method for me. And that's what I'm going to use in my two examples. The third step basically says extend the sequence to solve the problem. You're just filling in the blanks, filling in the unknown terms. And then the fourth one is to check your work, make sure it makes sense. So if you need to pause and write that down, go ahead and do that now. Example 1, which you can write down and try to make it as short as possible, but go ahead and write it down. You can pause. Here's example 2. You can pause and write that down. There's 3 blanks here, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's go ahead and do example 1. Mr. Patrick is making a new recipe using chili powder. First batch uses 3.5 ounces. Second uses 4 5/6. The third uses 6 1/6. The fourth uses 7.5. If the pattern continues, how much chili powder will he use in the 6th batch? Which means you need to find the 5th batch before you find the 6th. Okay, because otherwise you're not going to know what the 6th is. So let's write the terms and find the common denominator. So the terms that we were given are 3.5, 4 5/6, 6 1/6, 7.5, and then we need to find the 5th batch, and 6th batch. So the first step is to find a common denominator. I see I have a half here and a half here. I can convert the half into a fraction with the 6 as my denominator. So what I do is I take 1/2. I'm going to multiply 2 times 3 to make the denominator 6. Whatever I do at the bottom, I do the top. 1 times 3 makes it 3. So instead of 3 1/2, instead of 7 1/2, I have 3 3/6. I'm just going to write all my terms again. And I have 7 3/6. Okay? Now, I see it's going up. So I'm going to take 2 of the smallest terms, because that to me is the easiest to subtract. I'm going to subtract them to see how much is it going up by. So I'm going to take 4 5/6 minus 3 3/6. And when I do that, I get 1, because 4 minus 3 is 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. Denominator stays the same. 1 2/6. So I see that it's going up by 1 2/6. So finally, I take 7 3/6, and I add 1 2/6. That's going to give me my 5th batch. 7 plus 1 is 8. 3 plus 2 is 5. Denominator stays the same. 8 5/6 is my first unknown term. But they're asking for how much it is for the 6th batch. So I got to take 8 5/6, and I got to add 1 2/6 again. That's going to give me the 6th batch. 8 plus 1 is 9. 5 plus 2 is 7. Denominator is 6. Well, I have an issue here. If you see, I have a 7 instead of a 6. So what I got to do is I'm going to take, because every fraction, where every whole number is the same as the numerator and denominator being the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 7, 6, and I'm going to subtract 6 out of 6. Because I'm going to take 6/6, I'm going to convert it to 1, and I'm going to add it. I'm going to add the 6/6, or the 1 here, to the 9. So the 6/6, which turns into a 1, 1 plus 9 is 10. 7 minus 6 is 1. Denominator stays the same. That's my remaining fraction. Let me repeat that just so I'm clear. You're going to take 6/6 and you're going to convert it to 1. So this is going to change to 1. And that's going to get added to the 9. So 9 plus 1 is going to be 10. Well, I need to subtract this whole number, 6/6, from the 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. That's my new fraction. So for the 6th batch, you're going to have 10 and 1/6. If you have any questions about that, please make sure you ask me the next day, because that's a very important concept. Every whole number is the same as a fraction, with the numerator and denominator being the same. That's why 6/6 I converted to a 1. All right, let's do the second and last example. Hopefully we get this one right. All right, it says find the unknown terms in the sequence. We have 3 unknown terms. So first thing we got to do is find a common denominator between all the unknown terms. I see that I have 4, 16, and 8. I can convert the 8 and 4 to make it 16, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 3 over 4. I'm going to multiply the 4 by 4 and the 3 by 4 to make it 12 over 16, which means I have 1 and 12 over 16. I'm going to take the 3 over 8. I'm going to multiply the 8 by 2 and the 3 by 2, because I know 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 2 is 6. I'm going to take the 1 over 4. I'm going to multiply the 4 by 4 again, because 4 times 4 is 16, which means whatever I do at the bottom, I do at the top. Multiply the 1 times 4. 1 times 4 is going to be 4. 4 over 16. So, my new terms are 1 and 12 over 16, 1 and 9 over 16, 1 and 6 over 16, 1 and 3 over 16, blank, 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 7 over 16, and 4 over 16. Okay, blank, blank, blank. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I have these as my new terms, I need to find the unknown terms. I'm erasing this so I have some more room. Okay. Now I need to find the unknown terms. So I see that it's clearly going down. And I'm going to take these smallest fractions, I'm going to subtract them, because I feel like that's going to be the easiest ones to look at. So 7 over 16 minus 4 over 16. Okay. Give me 1 second. I just want to double check, make sure I have everything right. Yes. Okay. 7 minus 4 is 3. This denominator stays the same. So I see that it's going down 3/16. So I'm going to do this in another color, 1 and 3 over 16, and I'm going to subtract 3 over 16 from that. And that's going to get me 1, because these two cancel each other out. You can't have 0 over 16, that's the same as 0. So that's going to get me 1. So my first term is 1. And then I'm going to take 1, and I'm going to subtract 3 over 16. Well, you might be saying, Mr. Ross, I'm confused. How are you going to take a whole number and subtract a fraction of it? Remember, every whole number is the same as the numerator and denominator being the same. So I'm going to erase this 1, and I'm going to change it to 16 over 16, because I want the denominators to be the same, right? And that's the same as 1. 16 minus 3 is 13. Denominator stays the same. Now I have 13 over 16. And I take that number, that's my second term, 13 over 16. I take that number and I subtract 3 over 16 to get me 10 over 16. And that is my final number. Okay. That's it, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions, okay? It's not a completely difficult concept, but there are a lot of steps to it, so you will probably have questions. Please make sure you ask me. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a good day.